since Eric has the ability to do is kind of any sort of musical idea he sort of has the ability to see through on his own. So I think that in a lot of ways we've sort of simplified how we're approaching it in some ways. Where the thing that we realize that we're kind of the best at is being in a room together and playing with each other. So I think there was periods where we were making music that was incredibly, maybe didn't sound like it, but it was like pretty difficult to play live, where there's a lot of like weird little changes, and you know, the thing the guitar might be playing to might just be some little like scratchy sample that's being processed. And so I feel like I almost feel like it started to become a little bit more like what we started out as in a way. Maybe not like a noisy thrash band, but sort of more like guitar, bass sounds, and beats and vocals in this way. It probably still sounds like a seasick mess to most people, but to us, I think it's, I don't know. And it also, like, writing tunes like that is more time efficient with the little bit of time that we actually all have together. So, but I don't know, it's been fun. I've been really happy with the stuff we've been making, and the new things are fun to play, and they have like maybe a slightly lower failure rate. Like some of the old stuff can be really difficult to play without like sound checking the hell out of it. So, but it always, like you said, it's always sort of changed, just pretty, without us talking about it. There's never like a game plan. It was always just sort of like brought in something you thought sounded good, and everybody else would fuck with it and make up new parts and changes to it. And so it always turned out different than what you envisioned when you brought an idea. So, but I don't know. I mean, we've been doing it for 21 years now, and so I think everybody's personalities are pretty well represented in everything that we do, and everyone sort of has like the same amount of say in everything. So in that sense, the formula is pretty established. You know what I mean? Like how we deal with each other, communicate, and, you know, it's mostly like bullshitting and laughing and fucking around. Works out. I mean, very few people I respect as much as those guys. They definitely felt like little brothers when we started, and then but I would say they're two very different types of careers as far as like the nature of the types of shows that we play. And but that was a really fun show. Like this club in Chicago called the Empty Bottle was celebrating its 25th anniversary, and it's probably it's smaller than this room. I mean, you could probably put like 350 people in it. I mean, both of us, they could certainly sell it out easily, and we could sell it out pretty easily too. But it was a really fun show. I mean, it was just like hanging out with some of our favorite people, and they actually sounded fantastic in that room. It was just sort of the type of shows that I remember them kind of playing, where there wasn't like they weren't having to try to connect or appeal to like a larger audience that probably wasn't into the same stuff. All these people who were there were just, I guess we had played there in 2005 was the show. The club was asking different bands to sort of recreate bills from that period. So 2005, I think we headlined it. That was probably the last tour that we could headline over though. But it was super fun, and you know, again, I really respect all the stuff that they do. You know, appreciate how they think about music and how hard they work, and I think they just have a better attitude about all of it than we do. Like, you know what I mean? I think we always had like a slightly prickly side, where there's a little bit of it was like fucking with people and antagonizing people in a way. Not in a mean-spirited way, but just sort of like, I don't know, sort of, I think it maybe came from the fact that we came from probably more of like a punk background than they did. But it was super fun. I hope that we can do more stuff together. Although when we open up, for the last bunch of times we've opened up for them, like, their audience does not fucking like or respond well to what we do. I mean, it'll be kids like flicking you off and throwing shit at you and screaming at you, and so luckily we play loud enough that you can't hear somebody screaming at you anyway. So, but it was a good memory, and it was really fun to do with everybody. So hopefully there'll be more.